Hello. Yes, welcome to another lesson. Today we have science. Science for basic grade. So if you're in basic grade class, grade 3, today's lesson is for you. So today we are going to look at strand 4. Strand 4. So in our new curriculum, we have strand 4, which is about forces and what? Energy. Forces and energy. The sub-strand is what? Sub-strand 2. We are looking at electricity and electronics. Electricity and electronics. And then the indicator. Identify different sources of electrical energy. Identify different sources of electrical energy. So these are the keywords that we are going to see in this lesson. Now, the main topic for today's lesson is what? Sources of electrical energy. Sources of electrical energy. So we have looked at light, sources of light. We have looked at heat, and then sources of heat. Today we are going to look at what? Electrical energy or electricity, and the sources of what? Electricity. So let's pay attention and then enjoy the lesson. So these are the keywords that you will see. We have the first one, thermal. All of you, thermal. Again, thermal. So thermal energy or thermal means something that comes from, we get thermal means what? Heat. So thermal energy is energy obtained from what? Heat. Okay, so energy obtained from heat is what? Thermal. So we use heat to do so many things. We use heat to do so what? So many things. Heat can be used to generate what? Electricity. And that's one we describe as what? Thermal. We have hydroelectricity. Hydro means water. Hydro means what? Water. So hydroelectricity means electricity generated from what? Water. Electricity generated from what? Water. Plants. All of you, plants. So this could be a living thing, like the plant that we have, the one that has leaves, roots, stem, flowers, and other things. This same word can also mean a machine that is used to convert one energy to another form of what? Energy. So this one, we are talking about a plant, a machine, a device that is used to convert one form of energy into another one. So we have a plant that can produce what? Electricity. So this is what? Plants. Then we have battery. All of you, batteries. Again, batteries. Again, batteries. So batteries too is a source of what? Energy. It's a source of what? Energy for some machines, for some devices. Okay, so for example, if you have watch needs a source of energy before it can work, and it needs what? Battery. Okay, so we have generator or generators. Generators, all of you, generators. So generators are also devices that are used to generate what? Or produce electricity. They are used to produce what? Electricity or power to do many things. Okay, now electricity is the flow of electrical charge or power. It is a source of what? Energy that is used by most of the people in Ghana. It is used to power different devices and machines to perform different tasks or functions. So in Ghana here, electricity is a source of power that every home, every house is being used, and it is used to do so many things. The TV set that you have, the radio set that you have, the iron that you have, the fan that you have, the air conditioning that you have, the laptop that you have, your mobile phone that you have, all these things can work if they are powered, and we use electricity to power them. We use electricity to give them energy to what? To work. Like for this one, this is a smart board or smart panel. If there is no light, this thing cannot work. So the thing that you can see here, if there is no electricity, this thing cannot work. So electricity is used to power machines like this for them to what? To function. I hope you understand it. Very good. So in pairs or in groups of 4 learners, identify 3 places where we get what? Electricity for our homes and schools. Share your thoughts with the class. So in groups of 4, you and your friends, think about how or where we get power or electricity. in our homes and in our schools, where do we get electricity to do our things? Okay, so now let's look at where we get electricity for our homes and what? Schools. Where we get electricity for our homes and what? Schools. Number one is Aboise thermal plants. Aboise thermal plants. All of you, Aboise thermal plants. So thermal plant is just like a machine that uses heat to produce electricity, and this machine is located in a place called Aboise. Aboise is in western region, Secondary Takoradi area. So this power plant uses heat to give what? Electricity. This plant is in where? Aboise of is a town near what? Secondary Takoradi in what? In Ghana. Secondary Takoradi in where? In Ghana. So if you go to Secondary Takoradi, there is a town there called Aboise, and this is how the place looks like. This is how the place what looks like. So this is the plant. I told you plant, just a setup of machines that is able to generate one form of energy to another. So we have this in Secondary Takoradi. So Aboise thermal plant, this is how it looks like. It uses heat to generate electricity. So that power serves the people in the western region and other parts of the country. Okay, so in Ghana here, this is where one of the places that we get what? Electricity from. The next one is what? Akosombo hydroelectric plant. Akosombo hydroelectric plant. So Akosombo too is a town, but there is a plant there. That plant uses what? Water. I said hydroelectric plant. Hydro means what? Water. So this machine setup uses what? Water to generate what? Electricity. We all know Akosombo, Akosombo. We have heard about Akosombo. So there is a dam there, Akosombo Dam, that is being used to what? To generate electricity. So that place, it is not thermal plant, it is what? Hydroelectric what? Plant. Hydro means that plant or that machine, they use what? Water. So look at how the dam looks like. This is how Akosombo Dam, part of it. This picture shows how the Akosombo Dam looks like. So you see the water here, it is just flowing, and this is a setup. It's a machine that we have there. This machine is able to convert the power in the water into what? Electricity. And we get it in our homes because of wires, cables. So they are connected from that place to our towns, and we also tap it into our houses. Okay, so that is that. Akosombo hydroelectric plant is another source of electricity that we get in Ghana here. The next one is Bui hydroelectric plants. So this one too is in a place called Bui. Very good. So Bui is just a place, but over there is hydroelectric plant there. I've explained to you the hydroelectric plant is just a machine that uses what? Water to produce or generate electricity. So in this case here, those around too, they get electricity from these plants, and the picture is here. Look at the picture. This is how it also what looks like, the Bui hydroelectric plant. This is how it also looks like. It's just a dam. So the dam, the machines are able to turn or convert the power in the dam or the water and then produce what? Electricity for us. When the electricity is produced, we get them in our houses, in our rooms, in our schools, in our towns and communities, all because of what? Wires. So the wires are connected from that point to wherever we want the power. Okay, so here we are saying that the electricity produced by these plants are able to get to our homes and schools because of electric wires. Very good. So wherever you see electricity, you should know that there is what? Electric wire. The electric wires carry what? The electricity or electric power from the plants to our homes, schools, churches, mosques, etc. So these places where electricity is produced, we get power or electricity from those places, all because of what? Electric what? Cables or electric wires. Now let's come to this side. We are talking about what? Before we come here, we are talking about electricity, where we get electricity from. Some are from heat, some are from water. We said the heat one, that is the thermal plants, and then those from water is what? The hydro. So we have Akusomo hydroelectric plants. That plant uses what? Water to generate electricity. We also have Bui hydroelectric plants. It also uses what? Water to generate electricity. Then we have Abuazi thermal plants. Thermal means the use of what? Heat to generate what? Electricity. So you should know the difference. These are the places in Ghana, some of the places in Ghana that we get what? Electricity from. Okay, now we are going to look at stories about the history of how electricity was first produced. So what it means is that there was a time there was not there were no what? Electricity. We didn't have electricity some time ago. Some people came, and then out of curiosity they were able to what? Identify, or they were able to what? Come out with an idea of electricity, and that is what today we are all enjoying. So we are going to look at some short stories or history about what? Electricity. There are many people who helped in the discovery of what? Electricity. People like Tales of Mellitus. We have Thomas Townsend Brown, Benjamin Franklin, Alessandro Volta, Thomas Edison, and others. They did many things many years ago to produce what? Electricity. So these are people who helped to discover what? Electricity. The first person was Benjamin Franklin. This Benjamin Franklin. Yes. In fact, all these people are white. Don't worry, we the Africans, we the blacks, we have our own way of what? Doing things, and we have also invented so many things in this world, just as the whites have also what? Done. But in the history of electricity, Benjamin Franklin, his name cannot be ruled out. This is Benjamin Franklin. He used a key tied to a kite to what? A kite string during what? A thunderstorm to discover what? Static electricity and lightning. Let me take it again. He used a key tied to a kite string during a thunderstorm to discover that static electricity and lightning are the same. So he conducted some experiment using what? A key tied to what? Kite string. And he discovered that static electricity and lightning, they are the same. So this man did something in the history of what? Electricity. So he did something. So we have his name documented as one of the people who helped discover electricity. The next person is what? Alessandro Volta. Alessandro Volta. All of you, Alessandro Volta. We are not talking about Volta region. So, and it doesn't mean he is also from Volta region. So that is the name of a person, Alessandro Volta. Yes, his name is very, yeah, sounds good. So he also soaked paper in salt water, placed zinc and copper on what? Opposite side of the paper, and the chemical reaction produced what? Electric current. Batteries are rated in volts in honor of Alessandro Volta. So this is the man called Alessandro Volta. He did something to help in the discovery of electricity. So we have batteries. So if you buy a battery, you see they have this volt, this number of volts, this number of volts. That volt comes from the word volta. Volta. So because of Alessandro Volta, they rated what? Batteries according to, they rated batteries because of him, and then that rating, they have used his name for the rating. So we have volts comes from Volta. So that is a recognition for the work that he did in discovery of what? Electricity. So we have Benjamin Franklin, Alessandro Volta, and then we have another one called Thomas Edison. This is a man called Thomas Edison. I don't know whether you've heard about him before. Now, he also invented the incandescent light bulb. The history of electricity is a long one and can be traced back to 500 BC. So the incandescent bulb light bulb that we use, the one that produces heat, that one, it consumes a lot of electricity. That was first generated by, or that was first invented by this man, Thomas Edison. So he invented that bulb, and now because of technology and advancements, things have changed. We don't use that one. We use energy saving ones, and those ones, it doesn't consume a lot of power. So this man is recognized as one of the pioneers in discovery of electricity. That is the man called Thomas Edison. Okay, so we have looked at electricity. In Ghana, places where we get electricity. We have seen Abuasi thermal plants, Akosomo hydroelectric plants, and we have also seen Bui hydroelectric plants. There are people who helped in discovery of electricity. We have seen some of them, like Alexander Volta, Benjamin Franklin, and Thomas Edison. Now we are going to look at something here, sources of electricity, sources of electricity. Anytime you hear about sources of electricity, it means where we get electricity from. Where we get electricity from, where we get electric power from. It's not the time that we rely on the dams. There are other things that are able to give us electricity. So we are going to look at them. The first one is batteries. All of you, batteries. Again, batteries. So batteries store electricity to power the devices and machines like cars, laptops, stores, mobile phones, and others. So you see, the batteries that we use them because they carry power. They have power stored in them, and that power is used to do so many things, to produce light and other things. So this is car battery. These are the batteries that we use in our small devices. So your remote, you use battery, these type of batteries. Watch to use something like this. Mobile phones use batteries and other things. So that is one. The next one is solar. Solar is also another source of electricity. So energy from the sun is called solar, and it is used to generate electricity. It is common these days to see solar panels on roofs of houses. The solar panels convert the energy from the sun into electricity. So if you look at this, you see the sun here, and this is a roofing of a house. And you see that we have solar panels on it. So the solar panels uses light and convert the power uses the sun, convert the energy from the sun to generate electricity. So these days people are using it. You can see it in places. The next one is hydro. So hydro is another source of electricity. I have explained to you that hydro is all about water. Hydro is about water. So the use of water to generate electricity. We are saying the electricity that is produced from moving or flowing water is called hydroelectricity. So if the water is not moving, it's not flowing, there is no way it can generate electricity. It should be a flowing one or a moving water that can be used to generate electricity. We have the Akosomo Dam, Bui Dam, which helped us to get hydroelectric power. So the Akosomo Dam and the Bui Dam, they all move, they flow, and out of that we are able to generate electricity. So this is a picture of it. This is a picture of it. Now let's look at the next one. The next source is thermal. All of you, thermal. Now let me ask you, I've mentioned about this word, I've talked about it, I've explained thermal to you. What is the meaning of thermal? Yes, thermal. If you hear thermal, what comes into your mind? Is it food? Is it water? Is it air? Is it heat? Yes, it is heat. So electricity produced from heat energy is called thermal power or electricity. So if you are able to use heat to produce electricity, we say that we have used thermal power, or it is thermal energy. In Ghana, we have Abuasi thermal plant, Asogle thermal plant, Boom thermal plant. So these are places, Abuasi, Asogle, Boom. They are all places that we have these thermal plants, and these thermal plants are also used to produce or generate what? Electricity. In fact, they are all at different places, but we get this electricity all because of what? Electric wires. Okay. Let's look at another source of electricity. It's what? Generators. All of you, generators. I believe you have seen generators before. When there is light out, we use this in our homes, in our offices, and other places, especially at churches. So whenever the light goes out, they turn on the generator. The generator will supply them what? Electric power. So we get electricity from what? Generators. When we put fuel like petrol or diesel into them, they burn the fuel and as a result produce what? Electricity. So these generators use what? Fuel. It's able to what? Produce light or produce electricity, all because they get what? Energy from fuel to do that. So generators are also source of what? They are sources of what? Electricity. The next one is wind. Wind is used to turn windmills to generate electricity. So this is what? Windmill. So as they turn, they are able to produce electricity, and they are able to turn because of wind. So we call it windmill. So that is windmill for you. Anytime you are asked to give sources of electricity, we have mentioned about thermal, we have mentioned about hydro, we have mentioned about batteries, we have mentioned about solar, we have mentioned about wind, we have mentioned about generators, and all. Yes, so these are what? These are sources. One is what? Batteries. Two, solar. Solar means the sun. Hydro means what? Water. Thermal means heat. We get generators, or we use generators to generate to produce electricity, and the wind too is there. So these are some of the uses of what? Sources of what? Electricity. These are some of the sources of what? Electricity. There's an activity here. I'll perform this right now, but before that, let's look at the steps. So the focus is to produce electricity from battery. So we are going to see how we can produce electricity from what? Batteries. Okay, so the things that we will need switch, wire, bulb, and what? Battery. Use the materials to build a simple circuit as shown below. So the materials are going to be used to build this thing. So this is what? Bulb. This is the switch. Look at the wires, and then the battery is here. Now 2, turn on the switch or close the circuit and describe what happens to the bulb. Turn off the switch or open the circuit and what? Describe what happens to the bulb. So this is the switch. When you open it or when you close it, what happens to it? Okay. So now in conclusion, the bulb produced light when the switch was turned on. When the circuit was closed, the electricity from the battery was able to what? To flow to the bulb to produce what? Light. So what you are saying is that we use battery, or battery is used to what? Produce what? Light. Battery is used to produce light. So this is battery for you. You are going to perform this activity. Okay, so we are looking at how to produce electricity from batteries. How to produce electricity from batteries. So this activity or experiment, the materials that we will need what? Bulb. This is bulb. Okay, the bulb is inside. This is where we will fix our batteries. This thing is called wire or cable. It is inside. So this is the cable. And then this is battery or batteries. These are the batteries. And then we have this is switch. This is switch, off and on. So we are going to fix and see how the batteries can help us generate electricity. So you take your cable or your wire, you fix it here. Have you seen it? You then also fix your batteries. These are your batteries. You fix them here. And then you come to this side. This is your switch. You fix the switch here. So these and these are all connected to what? The battery. and then you come to this side. This is where the bulb is, so there is space here. You fix it, meaning you have connected all the parts. Now you see we have our battery, we have our cable, we have our bulb, and then the switch. The switch is off. Let's see what will happen when the switch is on. Okay, when the switch is turned on, you see that the bulb is producing what? Light. The bulb is producing light. But when the switch is off, you will not see the light again. So that means that power in the battery help us generate what? Electricity. Let me remove the batteries and see what will happen to the bulb. Now the switch is off. Let me turn it on. You see there is no light. But the moment I fix the battery, the moment I fix the battery, you see that the light is what? Is on, meaning that batteries are able to generate what? Electricity. So this activity is to let you know that to get electricity, we use what? Battery. Battery is not the only source of electricity, but it's one of the what? Sources of electricity. Perform this in the house. You can get batteries, you can get wires, you can get bulb, you can get switch. Even if you don't get switch, the wires, you can just close and open it, and it can serve as what? Switch, for you to tell whether batteries can what? Produce electricity. So this is the end of the experiment, and I want you to do this in the house. And then it includes too, you can do this and present it to the class. Okay, thank you. Okay, so we are coming to the end of the lesson. We have learned about electricity, and then where we get electricity or sources of electricity. We have made mention of what? Hydro, that is electricity generated from where? Water. We have also made mention of what? Thermal. A thermal too is what? Using what? Heat to produce what? Electricity. We have looked at solar. Solar is the use of what? The sun, or the energy that we get from what? The sun. We have also looked at the wind, and we have also looked at what? Batteries. So these are some of the sources of what? Electricity. These are some of the sources of what? Electricity. We also looked at some people who played major role when it comes to what? Electricity discovery. And we made mention of these people. We made mention of Thomas Edison. We also saw Alessandro Volta and then Benjamin Franklin. So in any examination, if you are asked to mention or state 2 or 3 people who contributed in the discovery of electricity, these people are there, and then you can mention their names. So there are exercises here. There are exercises for you. So exercise 1, underline the correct what? Answer. Underline the correct answer. So you take your time, take your book, and then answer all the questions for me. Not only exercise 1, we have what? Exercise 2. State whether these statements are true or false. You are going to answer this one as well. We have exercise 3. Exercise 3 is also what? Here. We have exercise what? 4. Exercise 4 is here. Then we have home assignments. Now let's look at the home assignments. Educate your parents about the sources of electricity in Ghana and the importance of electricity. So this one, you are going to educate your parents. Yes, your parents, they know, they are aware, but this is the first time you have learned this. So you are going to share with them what you have learned about what? Sources of electricity in Ghana and how important electricity is, or the importance of what? Electricity. So we are coming to the end, or we've come to the end of today's lesson. I want you to take your time, take your book, read, take your time and read. If there is something that you don't understand, I always tell you that reach out to me, or you can consult your class teacher. They are good, they can help you, and then they can also add a lot of information to what I have given to you. My name is Paul Williams Ofori. Remember, don't be selfish. Share this platform to your loved ones, your classmates, and people that you know that they should watch Kokomoti series. They should watch what? Kokomoti series. We are on YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook. So search for Kokomoti series and then start watching all our videos. Our videos are for classroom activities. Yes, what you are learning in the classroom, that is what we are giving to you. So wherever you are, you have the opportunity to watch us. Okay, bye bye.